Welcome back to Living with a Classic, and you probably saw the title. I'm in a 1999 S-type that was given to me for free, so that's always cool. However, don't really know what we're going to do with it. We'll go back to the story of how I got it and everything, but it is a 1999 S-type 3-liter V6. It has 250,000 kilometers on it, but it's running and driving and doing what it should, except it has the dreaded rust in the rear subframe. It's been fixed once, and it hasn't really been treated that well afterwards, like with rust proofing on top of that fix, and it seems to be back. And honestly, not really sure if I feel up to welding it. So we're going to try to sort of figure out what I want to do with this thing. The reason I got it is it's a friend of the family's on my wife's side who had this car, and I helped them out to get a 350 that they have, an XJ 350, and this was sort of this failed its MOT on those sort of things, and well, they decided that as sort of thanks for helping out with everything else, I get the car and I get to do what I want with it. And that's really nice, really generous, but I just try to figure out what I'm going to do with it. I've had one of these. I had a 99, a low mileage one, and drove it for 6 months, commuted to work in it before I had my workshop, when I was actually, had a real job, or, wasn't working for myself. Then I used it, but I never really liked the look. I like S-types on the inside. I think they're brilliant to drive, supremely comfortable, nice V6, good economy for what they are, nice gear, but everything, great handling. I like the look from the rear. I like that the rear seats fold on most of them. There's a lot that I like. I just don't like the front styling. I thought I would be able to get over it when I owned my previous one. I thought, you know what, it's a nice car, let me drive it. But after 6 months, I hate to say it, every single time I parked it and I had a look at that front end when I walked away, no, it wasn't for me. So I sold that car, and it's now moved on. It's changed hands a couple times. It's still out there. However, I don't need another S-type because I know myself. I'm not going to drive it. That's sort of the thing. And when it comes to projects, I have other things I probably would rather do welding than on this car, to be honest. That's sort of just the harsh truth of it. I have a limited amount of time to work on my own cars or cars for YouTube, because I run a Jaguar workshop, and in that time I want to work on things that will inspire me. And sadly, I think welding a car like this, I don't know, it's just not really on my list. Also, welding videos don't really do well on YouTube, at least not on my channel, and at least not on other friends like Matt at Furious Driving. Welding videos don't do well there as well, because you spend maybe 3 or 4 days welding, and you make that into like a 10-minute video and no one watches it. So we're gonna see what we're gonna do with this car. I have a slight fun idea. Remember we did like a trading up thing years ago? I haven't really decided if I want to do a trading up, but maybe just like a trading series. So we're on the dirt gravel road. I want to go to a scenic place and take some photos of it. Try and advertise it, because I think I want to trade it. I hate selling stuff, especially cheap cars. This will be pretty much half price of what they're worth, because they need some welding. But I don't know, selling cheap stuff. Have you guys noticed that? Facebook Marketplace and stuff, and people reach out and say they want to trade for weird things, or they don't want to pay you, or it's a massive hole. They just want to do like really, really weird things, and I'm not sure if I'm up to that. Selling cheap cars it's a real pain. So I think I'm gonna see if I can trade it for something fun. So I think we're gonna have to go through Marketplace a bit, find something in a similar price category, and try and figure it out. But I'm gonna park up here. We'll do a little walk around. I'll show you, the good, the bad, and the ugly with the car, and then I'm gonna see what we're gonna do with it. Maybe I won't have the answer by this video. I'm not really sure, but probably definitely not a keeper for me at this moment. And here we have it. It is a gold metallic. In the papers to call it light brown, but I don't know, call it gold metallic. Has a nice interior. Headliner is not fully sagged. It's sagging a bit there in the back. Yeah, just some tools and things in there. Everything else seems fine. Sitting on nice alloys. I think the sills are actually pretty okay on it. They didn't say anything on the MOT, but there is a little bit on this side starting with a bit of flakiness down there and a bit there on the door. So no, definitely not in the first flush of use here, but overall not a bad example. I know the car pretty well. I know they've used it quite a bit for the past 3-4 years or something. I don't know, they bought it during the pandemic. It's so hard to tell time after that, but we can pop the bonnet and have a look. It's just, you know, the regular 3-liter V6, which is actually a great engine. I really like them. I've always thought it'd be fun to swap one of them into like an older car. You know, do a standalone system on them, clean this up so you can actually reach both banks, and that would be really, because it is a sweet little V6. But no, nice and tidy down here. No leaks, no nothing. Starts on the button. All of that. It's nice in the boot as well, I think. It's just dirty. Needs a bit of a wash. But it's very, very tidy inside. Very, very tidy in here. So yeah, need to sort of figure out what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna have a look around a bit on my phone, marketplace thing, and see if we can find something at least, you know, next couple weeks or so, if I can figure something out, and I'll reach back. Maybe have some feelers. I might put out an ad, or I might just take some nice pictures while I'm here and send it to people with ads and be like, hey, you want to trade? Well, I'm back. About a week later, I think I found the trade. Pretty excited about it. So I'm gonna go actually pick up my son from daycare. It's about that time, and then he can come along because he absolutely loves collection capers. So I thought that'd be fun for him. So I'm gonna grab his seat, just grab the dog, and we're gonna hit the road. There we go. There you go. A seat. I have to go all this one-handed. But we have about 2 hours left of daylight, so this might be absolutely perfect. I might actually see the car in daylight as well, which would be really cool. All right, let's go. It is not too far. It's a bit more than an hour drive where we're going, so I'm quite excited. But you know, some of you guys might be wondering, well, why not do a video series picking up the S-type? Well, we've had 2 S-types on the channel, a V6 and a V8, and sometimes, and I try to, even though it's mostly a Jag channel, that's how it ended up being. It's not that I just like Jags, I like other things as well. So yes, what we're picking up is not a Jag, and I really, like any other car guy, I like exploring other types of cars and things. I usually try and keep it to being British cars, just because I like them. But I do like French and Italian cars as well. So you know, sometimes we have some. We got a Saab. I would like to have a classic Volvo on the channel at some point. That'd be a lot of fun. But back in 1999, when the S-type came out with the retro styling, you had a lot of other cars that did the retro styling thing as well. Some did it better, some did it worse. You know, the S-type is supposed to look like, you know, a Mark II or something, and it sort of does. And I mean, they, like I said, they're not everyone's cup of tea. I used to be of before I drove one, I used to be, you know, S-type. don't really want to have anything to do with them. Then I drove one, and I ended up buying the one I drove just because they drive so nicely. They're really, really well set up. They're the perfect amount of firm. Seats are really nice. And speaking of that, we'll turn on the heated seats. And just everything about them is really nice. A lot of people like the facelift more because of the interior change. I don't mind the early interior. I actually prefer an early one. I like this whole retro thing with the cassette thing and everything. And I do like the taillights on the early ones for some reason more. I don't know, the facelift didn't do much for me. I think they look really cool in black, and then if they're, lower than supercharged. But, been there, done that. There were other retro cars at that time, such as the new Mini was coming out at that time. You had the new Volkswagen Beetle, and a couple other cars, Rover 75, that did the whole sort of retro thing, which I thought really cool. We're getting a new sort of wave of retro cars. I really like the new Renault 5 that came out. I haven't driven one. I don't really plan to. But when I see one, I just think that looks fantastic, because the old Renault 5s, I love them. I think they're such cool cars. That's something I would like to have a channel as well. I think we need more French cars on channel at some point. But no, so things like that, or when, what's that Volkswagen called? It's called the ID Buzz or something, but the one that looks like the old 60s bus EV, I think that's great. That's great retro styling. So I'm all for retro styling. It's just, that's not my favorite. However, like I said, there are few cars for the money to drive and handle and are as good as an S-Type. So I still think they're an excellent buy. And if I was still working an office job, commuting every single day, and I got this car, I'd fix the rust and I drive it as a commuter, because it is a great car. It eats up the miles really well, nice and quiet, fairly economical for what it is, and just nice and smooth. But I'm gonna run now and pick up my son, and we are going to road trip down, have a look at the car, and we'll see. Let's see if we can get some lights on. Does that help? A little bit. So it was quite a bit of traffic driving down here, but we're almost there. So S-Type made it well. Runs really nicely. Brakes are good and everything. So yeah, it's not a bad car, but I'm quite excited about my trade-in. Yeah, son fell asleep in the back seat. So we're about to pull up and see the new car, but you guys are going to have to wait until the next video to see the new car. But I want to know in the comments down below, I want you to guess what I have picked up. I'm not going to give any clues at all. And, well, let me know down below either what you thought I bought or what you, hope I bought. But think about, like, the value of an S-Type that needs some welding, and it's a straight swap. So, well, in the next video, you guys will find out. Anyways, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it for friends. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. It really does help out a lot. Until next time, I'm Adam. This was Living with a Classic. I'll see you soon.